In this video, we will talk about the basics of test cases. We will create a test case, assign parameters, execute a test case within Codebeamer, and derive test cases from a requirement. To start, let's navigate to our test case tracker. Then create a new test case. After this, let's open and edit it. To access the editing menu, click on the pencil icon in the top left corner. First, let's select what our test case will verify with the help of the Verifies field. Let's select our example system requirement and add it. Next, we will define a pre-action that has to take place before our testing procedure begins. Of course, you can use our usual text editing options, file upload options, and linking options at this field. Next, we will define the post action that has to take place after the testing procedure is done. Then, let's add parameters to our test case. The parameters have to be selected from the test parameters subsection. You can upload these parameters to the wiki pages, or in our example, in Excel to the document manager. Let's take a quick look at the parameters Excel file. The basic concept is that you write the referenced expression in the first row and the values underneath it continuously in its representative column. Of course, multiple references and values can be added in the subsequent columns. The creation, uploading, and management of these templates and documents will be covered in a different video. Select your parameters from the drop-down list. And now we can reference the values found within this Excel file. With the help of these parameters, we can cut down on redundant work, which I will explain during the next steps. After this, we have to add test steps to our test case. Let's add the first step. Our first step will be to turn on the cruise control. To illustrate it better, we can even add pictures to our test steps. Let's add our second step. Now we will make use of our parameters uploaded previously. If I just set up a reference here for velocity, which is a value contained within this document, then I don't have to create 3 different test cases for 3 different speeds, and I can just run this same test case for these different speed values. For good measure, let's add a final step as well. You may have noticed a checkbox called critical within our test steps. To finalize things, let's add some expected results next to our actions as well. You may also have noticed the test case library in the bottom right corner. This helps us cut down redundancy further, but more on this in a different video. Now let's save our test case. To complete our test, we need to generate a test run from the test case. This can be done with the new test run icon. To keep things simple, we are not going to edit any of the details, but just save it as is. After this, we can start our test with the Run icon in the top left corner. Our built-in interface will then show you all the defined pre-actions, test steps, post-actions, and it will also include a completion tracker and the time tracker. Now we have an actual result field as well, where we can record our results. Let's assume everything works perfectly and pass these steps. After you have concluded your test, you can leave comments and notes within this pop-up window. Since we have included different speed levels with the help of our parameters, now we can continue on with our testing, but instead of 70 kilometers per hour, the velocity is now at 80 kilometers per hour. Again, let's assume everything works perfectly. Now our final round is at 90 kph, but this time let's assume things didn't go as planned and fail a step. Since we have failed a step, our pop-up window now includes the possibility to report a bug instantly. For now, let's ignore that, since bug reports are covered in a different video. Let's save it. And now we have an overview of our results. The overall result, unfortunately, is a failure, since we have failed one of the test steps. But with the help of charts and statistics, we can find out that some parts of our test were successful. To finish things off, let's derive a simple test case directly from a requirement. For that, let's go to our system requirements tracker. Select cruise control and click on the plus icon next to the item. As shown in one of our videos regarding traceability, you can derive items directly from other work items above the traceability hierarchy. Let's do so with a test case. After clicking on it, the previously seen editing interface will now appear in a pop-up window, the only difference being that the verifies field is immediately filled out. To keep it simple, we will just change the name. And save it without adjusting the details. Now if we take a look to the bottom right part of the screen, we can see both test cases represented within the downstream references section of the details of this work item.